what it is. Let's go see it. I'm gonna go. Can I turn it on?
Yeah, just turn this one. Click down. Other way. There you go.
This way?
The edges. Watch out for walkers. Don't get walker wet.
Go back to
Come on.
the house.
Come on.
I don't go back to the house.
Come on, Mr. Bean.
Can I go back to the house?
Yeah. Today we're going to move the chickens to a different spot, and I'll show you why here in a second. This is new grass, and this is where they were. Dead grass, fresh grass. So the goal originally when I built this chicken wagon was I was really going to use it to kind of circulate around the property, and that would give the chickens fresh grazing ground, you know, every 2 weeks or so. And I was going to move the chicken wagon, but anyway, I didn't end up doing it because the chicken wagon was really hard to move. One, I built it a little bit too heavy, and then two, all around it just took a lot of time for me to do. But I know a couple different things. It improves the health of the soil so far as fertilizing the soil and all that good stuff with their manure, and it also gives us better eggs because they get better food. So anyway, today I'm going to take this beast of a wagon and I'm going to move it up the hill up here somewhere. And I have the Premier One fencing, which is electrical netting that I got all packed up and ready to move with me. I charged the Premier One fencing charger, and I am going to go get that from inside. I cleaned it all up. It had a spider's nest, and ants built their home inside of it. It was a mess. So anyway, I'm gonna let this ground rest. I mean, you can see this ground needs some rest. Literally where the edge, where the green starts over there, is where the fence line is and where the chickens couldn't get to. So this ground needs to rest for just a bit, like the whole winter. So I put the wheels on here and here. Now we're gonna pick up the front, and I am gonna turn the front around with this rope, and then I'm gonna hook the rope up to the back of the lawnmower and move it on up. Okay, I got it. I was dragging it from the wrong side. I was dragging it from the side without the wheels. I started dragging it from the side with the wheels. Way better. So I'm gonna move it, I think, just right next to this tree up here. So I'll continue to move it this way. It's an unfortunate thing, but I have to kill the roosters today. Don't really have a choice. I'd like to keep at least 2 of them. We have 3 right now. But at this point, after I moved them, this is where we ended up moving them. My neighbor's house is right here. Rooster here, neighbor's house here. Not okay. Too loud for the neighbor, so I am going to go ahead and get rid of all of our roosters today, unfortunately. Got the electrical netting out. Ordered another length of it. Close myself in here. All right. This is kind of my backup plan to not being able to get the lawnmower on the hill up here, but I went to the local steel dealer down the road and picked up a brush cutter. So, and then I got a little kit to go with the brush cutter. So I'm gonna take this head off if I can get it down in there. They said when you take the head off, make sure you keep this little metal piece on right here. There's a little slot you can stick your, oh, that's not good. This stays up like so. So, heads off. And this stays on, they said. That's important. So when I stick this on, they said riding side goes up. And then it was nice of them, they gave me the layout of how the lock kit goes on. So when we take this tag off, we'll make sure we don't mess up the order. I guess it goes like that. And then like that. And then this thread's on backwards. Go get a ratchet for that. Like that. All right. Get my boots on. Go give this a whirl. All right, that is done. It took me about 30 minutes, I think, something like that. Brush cutter works really well, but one thing I will say is you probably want to take, if you're gonna do this, you probably want to take this guard off right there. Take that back guard off. I know that's for safety, but I mean, I was holding the thing so far away from me, unless I fell on the blade, which, you know, if I fell on the blade, that guard probably wouldn't help me anyway. But I think the guard was making it so as I was swinging it, it was getting caught in all the weeds and it wasn't allowing me to go really fast. I get stuck and have to pull it out and then restart and get going again. So I think take that guard off and you might have better luck with this whole system. We have a commercial weed whacker. All of our stuff is commercial, the Dixie chopper and the weed whacker. And honestly, if you have anything over, you know, 2.5 acres that you're cutting, you probably want to get commercial equipment anyway, because it's going to last a long time. As the other option is, you know, you get a residential unit, of some sort, and it ends up going out on you in 2-3 years, or you just need maintenance after maintenance on it. So I would definitely recommend commercial equipment when you're doing stuff like this, when you have a decent amount of acreage. So that's what we use. Okay, now that we have the brush cleared on the hill, I'm gonna switch over and start making my chicken brooder. Obviously, if I'm making a chicken brooder, that means we have chickens that are coming really soon. Maybe even in this video, we'll see. But I think this video will be out before the chickens hatch. But, so what we're gonna do is just a quick rundown. I got this golf cart, little project for me and Isaiah to work on. I got it for $100. It was a piece of junk, but it's a electric 36 volt easy go, and I figure it was a project for me and him to work on together, and it still needs a little bit of work, but we got it running, got some wheels put on it, and now we just use it as a little transport vehicle around the property. So it works out good. Eventually I'm going to build a flatbed on the back of here so that I can transport stuff when I'm driving around, and then I'm going to have it interchangeable with a seat so the kids can sit on the back. And then obviously I'm going to finish doing the upholstery for the seat and all that good stuff. We use it to go around the property, and then we also use it to kind of do little trips around the neighborhood. So it's been fun. So I have right here, this assembly that you see here is part of a little cold frame that Pop's built, and all I did was take the window out of the center of it. I'm gonna put that chicken fabric on there on the top of it, and that'll be the hinge, or that'll be the top for the chicken brooder. The chicken brooder is already in the old chicken coop, which is in the barn. I'll show you, and I'll take you over there in a minute. But I'm gonna fix this up, get the hinges working again because they're all rusted, staple the chicken fabric on, and then our chickens will have a home to go to when they hatch. All right, good enough on that. Let's knock these hinges out. These hinges were all rusted up in here. I might need a nail for this one. All right, there's the assembly for the brooder. Already have their food and their water ready to go. There's the top I just finished. So this is the old chicken coop. The reason I took the chickens out of here is because this place would get really nasty with dust, and then you'd have to clean out the coop all the time, and it was just turning into a mess. And I really wanted to start practicing the method of free ranging the chickens, and so that was why we got the electrical fencing and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna make this the hatchery, or the brooding room, basically. So it's already got chicken wire all around it. I even did the interior, up top there. I put stuff in the floor above where the rot is so that nothing could get through. And even up here, I just have a couple holes. One is right here I gotta fill in, and then there's another one obviously back here where the chicken wire is sagging. I just gotta fix that. So I'll get the brooder finished, and then I will go back and get a manual stapler and staple all that stuff in so that nothing can get in here. But I already have everything set up. It's kind of cool. The heat lamp's gonna go, obviously, get turned the other way and go right here. We'll see how the heat lamp does above this plastic fabric that I just put on. If I have to, I'll take it off and put metal on, but I didn't think about that when I was doing it. And then I'm just gonna go get some wood chips and throw the wood chips right down over that. So we'll do that right now. Alright, that's it. Got it hinged on the back side, fabric in. Alright, so I ordered another length of electrical netting from Premier One Fencing. This is Permanet. It is 48 inches high, and this stuff is awesome. That's what I have out in the field already to guard the chickens, but they don't, the max size they sell in these things is 100 feet, and 100 feet just isn't, I don't feel like it's sufficient for the amount of run that I want for my chickens. So I got another 100 feet. I'll tell you what though, we never really had an issue with predators until I started putting the chickens in the big run in the back without the electrical netting, and eventually I just retired the electrical netting, and that's really when we started having major predator issues. We had a fox that took out probably at least 10 of our chickens. And so I'm not going back. I think that this is definitely, if you want to be safe, this is the way to go. I mean, a fox won't get near this stuff. I think they can just hear the popping of the electricity, and it just freaks them out enough to not want to mess with this thing. So I've actually haven't had any attacks when I was using the electrical netting, but when I stopped, that's when the chickens started getting attacked. Okay, that's up, at least preliminarily. That's my run, and I'll move that chicken wagon forward as their little area inside the coop gets matted down and nasty. But I ordered the wrong Permanet, and I thought I was going to be super bummed, but actually I've happened upon a stroke of genius, and I'll tell you why. My soil is super rocky up here on this side of the property, and I have the double spiked feet on these. My original fence was the double spiked feet. This I ordered on accident is just one single spike. The other fencing is cool because you can put your foot on the double spike and press it down with your foot, but honestly you don't need it. I mean, my soil is not hard up here, and it's way better with the rocks because instead of having two spikes I got to get in the soil, and if I hit a rock then I got to adjust around, and now I have more areas to hit rocks. With the single spike I can kind of finagle it in between a couple different rocks and get it into the soil, where I wasn't able to do that before. And the double spike, when you're moving it, is such a pain because it gets caught up all up in those two spikes get caught in the netting. Here it seems, well, one, it's way less, it's not as heavy, and two, it's just simple. Just shove it in the soil. That's it. So I think unless you have a very specific reason you need the double spike feet for this netting, I mean, it's cheaper. It's not that much cheaper, but it is cheaper to go with the single spike. And in my application, it makes a whole lot more sense. So that's pretty cool. I happened upon something, had a happenstance. So I got the Energizer over here. My door is right there where it juts in, so I can get in and out. And let's fire this bad boy on. Sounds like it's working. Now let me touch the fence. Oh yeah, it's working. Oh yeah, yep, it's working. So that was my other fence. Now let's check this one. Down here, this is the other length of fencing, and that's where you connect the two fence links together with this little, I don't know, metal bracket they give you. I connected it over here and I connected it over there. Now let's touch this side. Oh yeah, it's working. All right, I don't do the whole meter tester thing unless I had like a horse fence or something. You know what? This thing's not that strong. It's strong enough to scare the chickens, but it's not that strong to actually hurt you. So chickens are happy, super happy, and I'm happy with the new run. Now that we got 200 feet, that's pretty cool. They got all of this area to graze now, which is going to be super helpful for them. Get us some bright orange yolks and some nice hard shells. Everything we're looking for and good nutrition. Now those chickens can graze all they want, which is exciting. So I'll give an update on the fencing in another video, but that's that. Want to feed them?